Okay, guys, we're going to be going to market in the course of the next hour or so into oil. Now, if I flick this on, what we'll see is I've already done the breakdown. So it's a sell across the board at the moment. Now, it is exaggerated. There's been a lot of news coming out this afternoon. We're pretty good and we're looking for about 17 pips on this. Now, I'm wanting it to push up. Now, what I've also done, because I was in this earlier on today as well, so I've already done that trade. We're now restarting it here. So the conditions have changed from buy to sell on the dominance. So the guys can see what's going on there. And it comes because I'm seeing little Maxwell and Rob having a chat about oil. Okay, and Dusty Bin for that matter. Now, to step this a bit further, just so they can see exactly what's going on, well, we've already done sort of various markups and what have you here to understand how oil works. For the 3 o'clock hour, which is coming on soon, this is what I expect, and I've done the video for them there as well. So they know exactly what it is that I'm after. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work this out as to whether or not we can get it. So it's a bit too close to here. We're looking for about 17 pips, as we've just said. So ideally, it needs to either be up here somewhere or on this box here. So what I would do is I would step this back slightly. And what we can see is this monster move here. All right. It's had no reprieve. So the first thing I want to do is I want to see if this is going to snap back. And an easy way to do that is get yourself an extension. Look, whoop. Dropped a clanger there, didn't I? Get the extension. And see how it's reacted to the last move. Well, it went down to the 161 to the pip pretty much. Okay. So that 127 will be your next bounce point. So, right. Interesting stuff. Okay. So I know I'm in the right arena at this moment in time to trade. Now, the last part of that move was this bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called a fib and a fib. And I'm going to drop some order exits in. All right. So these are guides to help me get into the market. You know, you don't have to put them in, but they are handy to have. And they'll help you. Okay. Same as golden eye zones and things like that. Right. So that's all built up. Now let's have a look at the bigger structure of this market. Down, pushed up, slammed down. Pushed up, slammed down, pushed up, has slammed down with some gusto. Now, if that's coming against these moves and it's breaching underneath, it's going to look for this. So, yes, I still believe downwards is the way. Taking 4 hours, and again, you see it in greater detail. It's holding underneath the 50. So, therefore, it'll go back to where it came from, which is down here. Now, there will be retracements bouncing backwards and forwards in amongst this lot, but the journey and the travel of direction is down. So that's what we kind of looking at. So it's getting up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start an order probably around here, and I'm going to follow the price up. And that way I've got best of both worlds. If it decides that it's going to truck and scream down, well, I'll get picked up. If it decides it's going up here, I can get to an exhaustion point and still get the trade that way as well. So therefore, best of both worlds. So what we're going to do is you're going to start seeing orders come in underneath this lot. I can't really do a candle count on it because it's too aggressive in a singular direction. But if we look, there is a plateau there, and it's underneath this current red candle. It's an ideal way, breaks through there, and it'll push down. Okay, that's the general idea. If I can get it higher, it will come back here. So either way, it's a winner. Now, at the minute, the direction of travel is up on the shorter time frames. So that's why I've kind of got to wait a little bit and not jump in. Okay, but following the candles, not a great big shake. Okay, so that's what we're going to do, and I'll catch you on the other side. Let's play the trade out. Okay guys, quick interlude to the video to answer a couple of questions that's asked on pretty much every video I do. What platform do you use and what companies do you use to build your small accounts? Well, it's very simple. To build a small account, I primarily use BlackBull. Why do I use BlackBull? Well, it's very simple. Got loads of products and it's a leverage up to 1 in 500. Now I use the leverage to open an asset, not increase the position. But as I go through this, what it means is I can just trade micro accounts up. Currently at this moment in time, we're on doing a little challenge, which is from £15. And as you can see, there's the full statement running through as we go all the way down, just little bits, bump, 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 bump. You can run it and keep going. It's currently £96 worth of profit, which equals 111 quid. And let me just pull this down, and there you go. It's a live account, okay? Because everything I do is live. Now from here, what I can do is I can then move over into a prop fund, and the company of choice is the Fivers. Why? I trust them implicitly. I've used them for years and I've never had one issue getting paid. In fact, I get paid all the time from them. And this is how I build up accounts. So I use those two companies. Now, both of them, when it comes to platforms, use MetaTrader 5, TradingView and CTrader. So you've got a great choice here to work with. My personal one is MT5, and I also kind of use a web trader as well. But I do know a lot of people like to use TradingView and CTrader, so you have the great opportunity to do that. And then if you want any further details of it, come onto my website, thescruffytrader.com. This is the only place you'll find my official contact details. I've even got a WhatsApp that I will contact, because I do not DM anybody through Discord, Telegram, Facebook, anything like that. It comes from this. So if it's not from thescruffytrader.com or you've contacted me through WhatsApp, it's not me. And then in here, what you'll find is the various tools. You can go to the downloads that I use, and it's all here. So you can quickly download them, and there's little bits about who the Scruffy Squad is and what goes on. So let's jump back to the video and keep on moving. Okay guys, that's that job complete. I needed to see it shorthand, so I kept the price slightly away from it and then buffed down into this stall point here. Now, just make certain I've got my tickets off, because I've got a terrible habit of leaving these things on, and then it gets picked up and it's like you wake up the next morning and think, oh, fiddly sticks me. And there you go. So that's the orders tracked through. And basically all you're ever doing is working from one level to the next and taking your slips at a time. Now, it doesn't always work out to plan. Sometimes you get in and you sort of get a bit how do I put this? You sacrifice a trade in order to save the bigger trade. Kind of case in point. I have to sacrifice trades all the time on this particular account. Reason being is it's not strong enough to ride out any noise. So like today, I've been working away on it, and we're talking pennies on this. And as you can see, I am sacrificing trades all the time to get the greater good. Now, the idea of this, if we just flick this back a second, was to start at 15 quid and turn it into a £100 balance, simply because somebody said it can't be done and you can't do 2% per day. Well, as you can see, we've got sacrifice trades all the time. Run this down, 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 down. And I'm kind of going to keep it running. I've done my 100 quid that I was after because I set myself a target to get this correct, which was done on this. You find all these sort of things on the website, etc. And there it is there. Get £100 for a deposit on a lodge. Well, I've done that. So it's 17 days straight and it's beaten 2% every single day. Now, when you're looking at a small account like that, doing 5%, not a problem at all. On a bigger account, it then becomes a bit more difficult. Now, you can do it, but you've got to increase your position size to accommodate. Then you get fear and greed coming in because, trust me, when you're on small figures, it's not really a problem. As you get higher, it becomes a problem. I tried increasing my position sizes last summer and I found it really difficult. Not that the account couldn't take it, because you've seen my account, you see my Vanguard and how big it is. It's when you start looking at the big losses while you're in drawdown, for all in the grand scheme of things, they're just the same. The money value jumps out at you, which is why I have certain mechanisms that I can switch my P&L off. So now I only look at sort of what the candle's doing. Is it moving into the structure? And then when it's thereabouts, I'll switch the P&L on and go, well, it's ready to go. Click, get them off. But there you go. So that was for you three. Job's done. Catch you all in the next one.